okay. I think I'm almost done with this thing. This thing being the sling. I read online and timed it. I think probably Sunday is the last day I'll wear it. The sling, I may keep this splint on longer and just see if it's sore when I take it off. Take it off at home for a few minutes, and I do pretty regularly. And lately it's been getting to where it's not sore anymore, so I think I'm just to the phase where I'm building up the muscle now. But I read online that in order to get back to actual normal arm, like for the bone to go back, it's about 2 years. And that's how crazy. That doesn't mean that you'll be walking around unable to use your arm for 2 years. It just means that, like, for the bone to actually heal back to its normal state takes a long time. I'll just have to continue my policy of not doing anything physically strenuous and being lazy all the time. That's the secret to health. Anyway, so yeah, that's it. Egg coffee. That's what you're seeing right there. Now my question is, should I be trying to keep these under 10 minutes? I don't know. I think I probably did already too much that I'm going to have to edit. I have to download an editing app now. Alright, anyway, to the update. It would stay under 10 minutes easy. I would just say the thing I'm trying to say. So the classes are going pretty good. I had finally resumed my classes with the e-language center last night. Ms. Ha sat in and watched, and she said it was fantastic. I spent all 15 minutes putting the presentation together, so maybe I was just like, I think you're supposed to do things right, like really put forth some effort, and other people are just like, nah, slap it together and stick it out there. That's good enough, and that's what I did, and the kids seemed fine. They were no more or less disinterested than they were last time. So, yeah. There we go. I'm getting messages on maps. I was just at the pizza place. Since I went out and I was going to show some fantastic Vietnamese food, I went to the pizza place. It is a good pizza place, to be fair. It's in the tourist center. And I was doing it because I knew it was close to this place that serves egg coffee. And I didn't want to do food this time, I wanted to do coffee. Because Vietnam is all about coffee. And egg coffee is the one to have. It's really good. Although I had to say, this was listed as like, the best place to go get egg coffee. I'm sure it is. Maybe I just, like I said, I'm not a food person really. I just shove things into my mouth. And this is as good as any I've had, but so are all the other places. Really, if you have egg coffee in Vietnam, you'll like it. I had to say, I honestly thought it was going to be some weird, like, Asian concoction of a boiled egg floating around in coffee or something. This is a top-notch thing. You have to have it. It's like a dessert coffee. I've been in China too long. I assume every food thing is going to be weird. Like mayonnaise on the pizza, we do that. But no, it's great. Yeah, you should definitely do egg coffee. And you can order it just about anywhere. Any coffee shop is probably going to have egg coffee. It's not a special thing. But this is one of the most popular spots for it. Oh yeah, let's try it. Cafe Xiang. Alright, what else? I think that was the update on my healing arm. It seems to be doing good. The muscle is not. It's nothing right now. It needs to be built back up. Right now, there's not a lot of soreness still in the arm. Sorry, I really should. Let's see if I can adjust the angle. I need to learn how to adjust the angle correctly on this thing. Well, that ain't gonna do it. Unfortunately, this is not a professional selfie stick. Oh, it's pretty nice. It's a good one. Getting a lot more professional. You guys, you know that I'm just practicing on you, right? That's why I sit and talk about the selfie stick so much. I have a little remote for it. Make it look professional. When I end it, I can turn it off and on. Anywho. Okay, so that's the arm. Classes are going. No disaster there. You know, it's not visa time yet. So got a couple weeks before I have to worry about that again. This lady that runs the school, she's not been messaging Terry. I'm afraid of that. I don't have any authority at the school. Why? I mean, she knows how to run the school better than I do, but obviously. But I feel like he needed somebody in the school that knew what was going on, that could communicate back to him directly. And I don't really. I was never involved in any part of the running of the school. They didn't even give me a key to get in. He didn't, I should say. Terry didn't. That was his decision. I did ask for one, but I wanted her to run it. Now she's not communicating with him. Now, to be fair, the reason is because inside China, WhatsApp is blocked. The only way he has to communicate with them is WhatsApp. He can send WeChat messages to one of the workers, but she's not, a manager. Miss Ha, so he's totally out of communication with Miss Ha. He communicates with me because I had both WhatsApp and WeChat. But I can't really get into the school or tell him what's going on. So, and everything I suggest gets ignored, and that's been the way it is. I just got used to that. That's why I didn't make much of a fuss about it. It's the way it is in China. And you could be giving the most sensible, recommendations about running the school. Like, you should have a list of students. You should have something on the computer that lists all the people that are giving you money every month. Because otherwise, how do you keep up with anything? They don't seem to do any of that. Half the students, they always say, oh yeah, half the students haven't paid yet. Especially if you're in September, October. And I'm always like, why are they taking classes? I don't mean to be a dick about it, but if they haven't paid, they can't come in and take classes. You have to pay first. Because all we're giving them is classes. And if they can get 2 months free and then decide, I don't want to do it, then they'll do that. And someone will do that. They always let them slide. They don't have a roster of students. They don't have a contact with the parents. You go in and you ask for this stuff, and they act like this alien suggested to do all that. Now I'm talking about China, of course. I've been there for 5 years, but it seemed to be the same way here so far. And you try and tell them, look, you need to have a curriculum for the school with students. You need to be able to, that's going to help you sell the school, right? If you know what you're going to teach. When I ask what do you want me to teach, they won't say, we don't know, come up with it yourself. If they said that, I could do it. I mean, it's not the best answer because the school needs to know this stuff, but okay, I can do that. They won't say that. They won't say, here's the curriculum. We come up with it, Let's plan a syllabus together. So that they want to piecemeal it out, like every week. But the day before classes, hand you something and get, here's what you're going to teach tomorrow, and I was like, too late. I'm not jumping at it to put together a class by tomorrow. I'll just wing it, which I do. And at the time, I think that's great. But really, you don't have anything to sell. You don't have anything to sell if you don't have a curriculum or a, what do you call it? Syllabus. You got to put stuff together to be able to show the parents and say, here's what we're going to teach your kids. And then they wonder why people don't sign up. But I want less than anything in the world to get involved in that again, though. That's why I haven't busted my ass to try and, get in there and get them to do the right thing. You do it however you want to do it. It's not up to me. I'm not worried about it. I'm worried more about getting this stuff done, getting this thing online going. I gotta say, there's a blogger that came to Asia in 2015, about the same time I did. About the same time I came to China, he came to Bangkok. And to be fair, he had already been to Asia and lived in Asia, and he was coming back because he wanted to do this. Or I was coming for the first time, but we got here about the same time into Asia. And I've been fiddling around with trying to teach and find, teaching jobs in schools. And, I've had a good time, and it's been great. I've enjoyed it. But I also had in my head that I wanted to start this sort of, online presence to build up to something. And he already knew what to do, younger guy, so he knew how internet works. I don't know how internet works, but he did this stuff, and he's got a $1 million business now, doing online vlogs. And all he does, he doesn't even do interesting places. I won't tell you who he is, because I'm not trying to run him down the country, but he really doesn't. He's just a beach person, which I get. I like beaches. And he just goes to beaches and does shots of beaches, and he's really good at editing. The shots are great. He does a good job at what he does, but his subject matter is not interesting in the least. And I feel like I've had, just living in China, I've seen 1,000 things more interesting than what he puts on video, and yet I haven't been able to do anything with it. Lack of any real camera, or when I came to China, I didn't have a phone. I had a Samsung that technically is a phone. I had a Samsung that didn't work. And I was hoping I could get something done to it here, and eventually it was a piece of trash. I had to throw it out. Now I've built up over the years, and I've been doing a lot better. That's one reason I do not want to go back to the United States. It's because in 5 years I went from literally not $5 in my pocket when I got to China to, at the beginning of this year, a decent job, decent salary. I could take vacations every year, go out for dinners whenever I want. I was making a living, whereas I could not do that in the U.S. I could not make that happen. And so I want less than anything in the world to go back to the U.S. And of course, it would be insane to do it now anyway, because I think as of this recording, the latest I heard was that infections were up to 200,000 new infections a day in the U.S. What the hell is going on over there? And that's gotten buried under the election news, but it's still crazy. Anyway, yeah, so I'm very much hoping to stay here, but I would like to transition from all the craziness in schools to me just working for myself. Boy, if I could just work for myself, that would be great. But right now, my time is focused on setting up these classes so that I can, have a steady source of income, not a large source of income, but a steady one, so that I can put these videos together. And that is probably a lot longer than you wanted. I think I said I was going to go long today, but there's no reason to. That was it. Those are the updates. That's what I'm thinking around work. Hopefully I'll be able to take this off on Sunday. It's kind of just a warning right now. It's a warning label. It's not necessary, but if people don't take a lot of care around you, it's not something that flags them that something's wrong, especially kids. Mainly kids have been wearing it for. This will probably come out this week. What's the other thing? Oh, the visa? Maybe that was it. Work, help. Doing this video thing. Egg coffee. That disappeared quickly. I'm going to try and keep doing this and do this once a week. And I may shorten the videos. It wasn't nearly as long as I thought, and I don't want it to be super long. So, hope you enjoyed it. This is the first of these food things. And I don't know what I'm going to do next week. I was going to say, I'm not sure. Oh, buncha. We're going to do buncha next week. You hear so much about pho. I don't think I'm going to do pho. You've probably seen pho. You probably know what it is. It's good. There's nothing wrong with it. It's very simple. I don't have the vocabulary to make such a simple meal sound interesting. So I'll go show some ones that are more obviously interesting. Buncha, which is a soup with vermicelli and pork meatballs. Already sounds delicious, right? So okay, I'm gonna remote control you. Do it. How useless is this thing? Talk for 10 minutes and it's like done. I don't work anymore. What's the point of having it?